Hello and welcome back to Manpedal Motorsports. We finally getting a chance to work on the drag and drive Nova. It's the first part of the project is going to be, unfortunately, to get the engine out because they set the engine down on the concrete floor and apparently there's a little something under it that's poked the hole.
I come bearing gifts.
Bearing gifts.
Yeah, all kinds of goodies.
It looks like a nitrous bottle bracket.
Got all kinds of stuff.
Sweet. Tack. Wire loom.
We got a couple packs of this.
Sweet. So Caleb's brought a few parts over, and some of those parts, which include a nitrous kit and a mini tub kit, which we'll be doing to this. So today we're going to try to get the engine out, fix the oil pan. I have a new oil pan if this one can't be repaired, but I really want to run this one. It's pretty nice. It's a shame it got a hole in it. We also got the Nova pedal kit that does the clutch pedal, brake pedal, and takes, moves a little narrow brake pedal instead of the big wide one. So we'll have that, and we're going to get the Turbo 350 out. We're going to start getting it ready for the 4-speed. We brought a couple seats we bought for it to get rid of the racing seat that's in it. We're going to actually put like some stuff that has movable back, like more of a streetcar type seat. And we got a new carburetor. Unfortunately, the carburetor that was on the car when we got it, the guy told him when he got it that it was 1,000 CFM and it's like a 650 CFM. So I threw a 950 on it just to kind of start it and run it, but we found the carburetor that we're actually going to run, which is a 1050 4500 flange Dominator. So stay with us. Let's get this engine out. Do you need a few of these?
No, not yet.
We successfully got the fenders and radiator support off the car. And now I think we'll just get her up on jack stands. All right, when I bought this car, the guy told me he had never had the valve covers off. He bought this engine off of another guy and he told him kind of what it was, but he said never had the valve covers off. So I really don't even know what the cylinder heads are, or what kind of rocker arms is on it or anything. So we're going to find out together. It's kind of like a little Christmas present. You don't know what you're going to get. It may be maybe something really good, or we may have the cheapest Chinese thing made. Hard to tell. I really don't even know anything other than cubic inch, and that may not even be right, but here we go. Took the valve covers off. Took your crank out. It's pretty serious. It's kind of wild the way the guide plates are made. It's got great big push rods in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't see a brand on the rocker arms. But you know what's weird? It's like, best I can tell, there's not a single marking on these heads. There's not a part number. There's not a serial number. There's nothing.
It's weird, huh?
It's very, well, for me, I just don't know how you figure out what you have. Nope, I found the serial number.
Did you?
Yeah. S4403. S4403 0518. All right. We know what cylinder head we have. It is a S4403 aluminum big block Chevy cylinder head, 336 cc. It has a 2.25 intake, a 1.88 exhaust, and they're a relatively cheap head. They're like $600 a piece bare. Combustion chamber size is 122 cc's. So that's what they are. It's the next day. We actually got the engine set out, got the turbo 350 off, and doing a little cleaning and painting on the block. I hate to just throw it back in there and it looking weathered, so just doing a little quick clean. And I'm not an orange guy. I think all cars should have black engines, but I guess I'm a little different than most. But we found why the oil pan was leaking. It actually didn't get set down on anything. The oil pan had a windage tray, not really a windage tray, but it had a baffle system that, like if you get to the end of a pass and you're slowing down, it's got a trap door that shuts that keeps the oil in the back compartment. Well, where they had welded that across the bottom of the oil pan, those welds were leaking. So I think we're just going to be able to do a little quick weld job on that, repair it, and be good to go. The one thing we'd have found that it's really hard to find a big block oil pan gasket locally. We did find one in Bristol, so Caleb's headed to Bristol to grab that for us. And then we'll be able to get the oil pan back on it. And once we get the oil pan back on, I've got to mock all of my 4-speed stuff up to make sure that my input length is right for the bell housing. So that's next. We're going to clean it up, get it painted, and start test fitting the 4-speed stuff on. So stay with us. Well, the engine's cleaned up a little. I think enough to install anyway. It's not going to be a show car, but we are shooting for a pretty nice driver. But we got our flywheel, one of the key ingredients. And sadly, it uses the same flywheel as we was using in the Mustang. But unfortunately, this thing's externally balanced and the small block's internally balanced. So we couldn't reuse it. This one is balanced and should be ready to go. With any luck, that is true. It is pretty. And you can kind of see on this thing the reason you can't just add weight to the flywheel. They actually drill that and put the weights along the exterior. And this is actually an aluminum flywheel with a steel insert. And let's see, there's our dowel hole. Okay. If you'll stay, I'm going to put one bolt just to hold it while I put Loctite on the rest. Just to make sure it don't fall off. We're probably just going to be running a like a 6-puck disc instead of like a 6-puck disc with a diaphragm clutch. I don't really see us trying to run any kind of slipper clutch or anything on this setup. Just really not a real need for it. And to be honest, I don't know if I want to get that deep into trying to compete. I'm really doing this more for enjoyment. So I really don't see the need to want to be under the car adjusting the clutch every pass. So I think we're just going to do the diaphragm clutch route. I'm not necessarily looking to kill myself while we're out racing with work. So I figure there's going to be enough stuff going on to keep me busy. But the good thing is I actually have a ram slipper. If we do get that serious, the only thing I'll have to do is send my flywheel back to get it externally balanced for this. Well, we officially have a big block and a 4-speed bolted together. Now we're just going to try to slide it in and see how it goes.
There's all she got.
You sure?
Yeah.
What's hitting?
The shifter.
The shifter's hitting.
Yeah. That's all it's got. No. The oil pan's sitting down here.
Yeah, I know the oil pan's hitting, but then the shifter won't go any higher.
I think so. No.
All right. So I need to cut the floorboard. We have a problem.
What is it?
The motor mounts do not line up.
Oh, they upside down.
No, they can't be upside down.
Because on the foot and all that.
They can't. I don't think.
This kind of looks like they're not using it. This kind of looks like they're not using it.
I think they're identical. Well, after 2 days of getting the engine out, getting a turbo 350 swapped out for a 4-speed, and the engine back in the car, we've ran into a hiccup. We've got a little something going on with the engine mounts, and I think that from what I gather, with the tall, narrow mounts, sometimes you've got to run a little bit of a spacer when you run solids. So I'm going to look into doing a spacer, or I'm going to try to find exactly what we need. I'm not sure yet, but 2 hard days. We've worked about 14 hours the first day, and we've pulled about 12 today. So I think we're going to go close this video out, and we'll get the engine mount squared away. But I would say the next video will be us starting on the mini tub deal. And what we've got going on with it is they put the 9-inch over in the car, and the 9-inch pinion is offset. So they kind of split the difference between having the pinion in the center of the tunnel and then having the so basically the rear end is off centered, like it's not centered under the car. It's like 1 inch more, it's 1 inch farther out on the driver's side, so that they could keep that pinion more in line with the center of the tunnel. So we're going to cut the perches off, center the pinion in the tunnel, And we're going to be narrowing the springs so that we do the mini tub, and then we'll just be, we'll take the 9-inch Ford, cut it down, and we'll have axles that's different lengths that way. But it'll make everything line up. Everything should be good, and we'll go from there. So check us out on the next one.